If Seattle signs Antonio Brown, that skill position group is massive as well, because I think in the world, everybody understands you're going to have to score points if you want to win and get to the Super Bowl. Now, the Super Bowl, I think you have to have a great defense as well to win, but to get far into the playoffs, you're going to have to score points. And Russell Wilson is obviously pumped for him. I think Pete Carroll is angling both publicly and privately to get him here to Seattle. He said publicly, like, yeah, we're in it. We want to get him. And I think that was an initial, proof to Antonio Brown that he's on his side. Like, listen, I'm going public that I want you in here and everything like that. Schefter said that there's numerous teams interested. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the team that was allegedly where Antonio Brown was going to go way back in the offseason, because it was believed to be, and it depends on whose sources you listen to, but the internet found information from Antonio Brown's team and potentially from Tom Brady's people that Antonio Brown is going to go wherever Tom Brady goes. So whenever Tom Brady signed with the Buccaneers, we saw him with Godwin and Mike Evans and Ronald Jones and Bruce Arians type offense where he's going to be able to do a lot of things, and O.J. Howard and Cam Brady. But then also the thought was Antonio Brown is going to go wherever Tom Brady goes as well. That was initially the thought. So much so that Bruce Arians actually had to come out and say, I've had Antonio Brown on the team. I'm not about it. Like, I am not going to have him there. So now here we are, 6 weeks into this season or whatever, and it has been said by some people that Tom Brady has already had some input on Bruce Arians' offense, which has never happened before. Is Tom Brady still in the belief that he wants Antonio Brown on his team? Is he still all in on Antonio Brown? It sure looked like it whenever he was up in New England. And is he at a point now with Bruce where he'll be able to go have a conversation with him and say, hey, I understand we got a lot of weapons. Chris Godwin was hurt for a couple games. Let's assume he'll be back forever. But Antonio Brown is a guy that has a good relationship with me. We have a lot of respect for each other. He's very good. And he's at a point where he wants to do that. I think that would have to happen first. But if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sign him, the rich get richer. If the Seahawks sign him, the rich get richer. And if somehow, some way, the Chiefs sign him. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. The Chiefs are not sign him. But it does feel like he's going to either Tampa or Seattle, it feels like. And maybe there's a couple other teams that we don't know about. But that's going to have to be something between Tom and Bruce that they're going to have to figure out. But if you get him on your team, good night. Good night. He's going to come out guns a-blazing. He's got some shit to prove. And we're talking strictly on the field, by the way, not off the field. If something terrible happened, we hope justice is served off the field or whatever. We hope that is the case. Either way, if he was innocent or if he was guilty, we would like justice be served. But if he comes back after an 8-week ban and he's on one of those teams, it's going to be awesome to watch. Just think about his first game with New England last year. Whenever he went in there, Tom Brady just fed. Everybody on defense knew he was getting the ball. Touchdown, boom. 4 days later, he's gone, not even on the team anymore. So it's like, what could have been, I assume Tom is thinking about, now that the off-the-field stuff is potentially taken care of, what could have been is this, will Bruce come around, or will Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, who have been openly lobbying for him to go there, will they win out in the end? It's interesting, we got about 2 weeks until the son of a bitch is back, and he is electric if he's anywhere near what he used to be.
Because it seems like to me like Tampa may be risky because of Bruce being there, because of their pass, and because he's had some issues in Florida. I'm not saying he's not a passer or not, but Florida has been a trouble spot for him. Instead, you go all the way across the country to a new locker room that is openly accepting you all the way up to Seattle. It might be a better situation.
Oh, you just don't want Tom to have, seems like, yeah, that was more like a vendetta spite.
I was looking out for AB.
Oh, okay. That was very nice of you to do that. Look out for Antonio Brown, because you are part of a fan base that hates him. The Pittsburgh Steelers fans are not massive Antonio Brown fans for obvious reasons, but the thought of Antonio Brown going back to Pittsburgh has never been mentioned.
No.
Le'Veon Bell back to Pittsburgh has been talked about by some people. Antonio Brown back to Pittsburgh, never even talked about. What's up?
No, you don't want him to poison the well of all the young receivers they have there. Plus, you get him over to Seattle, you keep him away from Florida, he's less liable to throw furniture and couches off his 8-story balcony in his condo.
All right. So, what we're talking about here is strictly football.
Yeah,
come
on.
Nick, we're keeping the football thing. And Diggs alluded to problems in Florida. We didn't have to dive, I think, that far into those things. Because you're also going to talk in Florida about him giving away like $100,000 to kids going back to school.
No, I was going to bring up the bag of Dixie.
What's that?
I was going to bring up the bag of Dixie.
Okay.
Come on.
That's a problem, though. That's a problem, though. is that he has that type of reputation with some people, and that is going to be tough. I would assume a lot of teams would like to meet him, chat with him, hear what has happened since he's been off social media and everything like that. I'm excited to hear as well, by the way, as a massive fan of the way he plays football, that hopefully everything off the field got taken care of. So that type of stuff, the bag of dicks and, and the furniture and all that stuff is no longer around. I mean, I hope he. I hope in the. I hope all.
Smooch.
I hope all that is. I hope all of that is taken care of. I do hope.
He is very close with Geno Smith in Seattle as well.
He is. That's 100% right.
That's the wrap up we needed there. That's good.